When the Jews repeatedly disobeyed God, they were always disobeying. They are not hearing word. When God say don't do something like this, they will do it. After they do it, God will send a prophet to them. They will feel sorry. Say, I'm sorry, I will not do that thing. They will still go and do it. They are not hearing word at all. And their kings too, they are just doing anyhow. They were just disobeying God all the time. Small thing like this, they've started worshiping idols. Small relief like this, they've started sacrificing to other gods. They quickly forget God that brought them out of Egypt. And God was telling them, you these people, stop behaving like this. You are my people. I like you. Stop behaving like this. Stop doing this kind of thing to me. Even your temple, you are doing different kind of things that are not good inside the temple. When they did not hear word, God has been protecting them. That was how God allowed the Babylonians to invade them. The Babylonians came into their country. The soldiers came into Jerusalem, invaded Jerusalem, and destroyed everything that is there. They entered into the temple, that beautiful temple that was built by King Solomon. They entered into it, carry away all the beautiful things inside the temple. They plundered the valuable articles of gold, silver, all the gold and silver inside the temple. They carry them and they put fire. Oh yes, they put fire inside the temple. They burn everything, even their gates, their walls and everything. They scatter them. They scatter everywhere, damage the houses, and carry some of them to their country to become slaves. They killed so many. They killed so many of them. Also, they killed them. And the few ones that are survived, those that did not die, they carried them away as captives of war. They carried them and they left Jerusalem. Everywhere they burn, everywhere see fire burning. So, and after they've carried all of them, those that that are left, that they carry to Babylonia, they always cry to God, God, please, we are sorry. We are sorry. Take us back to our country. We want to go back to Jerusalem. They are beating us too much here. They've scattered our country. And God sent his prophets to them, Prophet Jeremiah, and told them, you people, you just started new. You will spend 70 years in this place. After 70 years, you can now return back to your country. God said that he will arrange how they will return back, but after they have eaten different kind of strokes of cane in captivity. So they were there in Babylon as slaves. They were using them as slaves. They are using them to till their feet. They are just beating them, torturing them. They don't eat good food. And they were there for 70 years, according to Prophet Jeremiah. So after that 70 years that they have been in Babylon, so many things has happened. Even many of them has become very old. And that time, another king arose, king of the Medes and the Persians. He became so powerful that he also, you know that it was the Babylonians that captured the Israelites, because the Babylonians were powerful that time. So after 70 years, another king became powerful, king of the Medes and Persians. So because he was so powerful, he also now captured Babylonians. So he captured the Babylonians and all the Israelites that were in Babylon. He captured every one of them. And after capturing them, and he was not able to capture them like that. It was God that gave him the power. God really called him and gave him the power that he will go before him, that he will break into pieces every gate of brass. And God said that he will break, shatter every bars of iron before him. Because God strengthened him, that was how he became very strong and he was able to overcome the Babylonians and was able to take charge of the people of Israel. And God told him again that he wants him to do a special assignment, that he wants him to arrange how the Jews that want to return back to their country go back to their country. So he did this even in the very first year of his reign. He did that this is what God told me. God said that I should tell you, every one of you, now that I've captured evil, now that I have captured those who capture you. You get it? The Babylonians captured the Israelites. But now another king came, king of the Medes and Persia. He now captured the Babylonians and the Israelites. Because God was using Cyrus, God told Cyrus to arrange how the people of Israel will go back to Jerusalem. And he announced to them, any one of you that want to go to Jerusalem, come out and start going back to Jerusalem. So this is empire. After Cyrus became strong, Cyrus take over all this land, all this orange land. Cyrus take over it. And during this time too, God told Cyrus to rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. The temple that the Babylonians had scattered. Babylonians had destroyed the temple, put fire on it, scatter everything. And Cyrus said, God has told me to go and rebuild it because God has shown him everything. So he now said that all the Jews that were scattered, because during that time, many of the Jews, they have scattered all over here. They've scattered because they have become slaves. They are just posting them anywhere they want. And Cyrus told them that anybody that has gold, anybody that has silver, anybody that has animals, anybody that has goods with them should come and bring it. Everybody that have all these things, they should bring them so that they can use it to build the temple again. So, and when people heard it, people were very happy. And all these things that the king want to do, the king write it in a letter, in an official letter, and he seal it with his ring, so that everybody will know that it is the king's command. So he wrote the letter and put a seal, so that everybody will know that it is the king's command. It is the king that is commanding, and nobody can change the command of the king. Every children of Israel will return back to Jerusalem, and the second one, they will rebuild the temple of the Lord. So after he sent the letter to different regions of his empire, people read it. They read the letter to them. He read it to heirs of different family. He read it to the priests, and they read it to the Levites. And in the letter, the leader that was in the letter told them that everybody should start preparing themselves, that they will return to Jerusalem now. Their days of captivity is over. Their days of slavery is over. That everybody should be ready to go back to Jerusalem and the surrounding region of Judea, that everybody should come together to rebuild the temple and to continue to live back in the land God has given us. After they read the letter that they should go back to their land, people started collecting gold. They were very happy that, hey, at last we are going back to our country. We are going back to our country after 70 years. Some small baby that they born that time, they have become big. And even when they were in captivity, they born different baby. Everyone that were young that time have become very old. So, and they were gathering different things. Gold. I think it's one of their leaders, one of their leaders, or the king. That's the king. See the crown on his head. That's the king. The king was watching them. No, it was the king that God gave the assignment that he must return the people. So the king was watching them, and they were receiving, even people that were with them, they were also giving them gold. Their neighbors, people that they are living in, they are also giving them gold. And King Cyrus also went to look where the Babylonians kept all the things they carry out of the temple. The king returned 5,400 valuable objects. Those lamps, those gold cups, those gold tables that were inside the temple, silver, and every valuable things, the king returned them back to the land of Israel. Even the king handed it over to one of them, which was Sheshbazzar. So Sheshbazzar is the leader of Judah. So after they've gathered so many things, all the gold, they've gathered all the goats, all the gifts items that was inside the temple before, they've carried them, they've packed them, and they gave them donkey too, all the donkeys that they have. And after they pack everything, everybody that were going back to Jerusalem were counted to be 42,000 people, 42,000 children of Israel. They returned back and they were setting up. They were packing. See this one, packing the loads. They were packing on the donkey, on everything, and they were preparing to go. So, and they all moved, and those 42,000 get back to Jerusalem. When they get back like this, everywhere is scattered. There is no house. Everywhere has been burned down. All their fences, all their gates, everything is scattered. They just enter like that. Let's go and enter like that. So when they see it, when they see what happened, they were not happy. They were not happy that our country is now bad. But they did not give up, they did not lose hope. What they do was that they started giving money again. They are giving their goat, they are giving so many things. The elders of the families and everything, they were giving generously. And after they gave, they later found out that they have over 1,100 pounds, that's 500 kilos of gold, and they have 6,500 pounds, that's 2,900 kilos of silver. And those that have clothes too, they submitted their clothes. Those that have things, valuable things, they submitted it, and they were bringing different things. They are bringing different things to the feet of the elders. So after they've gathered the money, gathered the resources, and they started rebuilding their houses. Like each of them, they started building their houses. Like, Mr. Kini, where are you going to be staying now? Let me be staying here. Or the house that they left before, they locate their house. You know that now they've burned down all the houses. They are rebuilding their houses. All of them are just rebuilding their houses in Joshua. Joshua and Zerubbabel, helped by others, they rebuilt the altar of the temple. Joshua and Zerubbabel, they went to the temple and rebuilt the altar of the temple. They were rebuilding different things. I think they were only able to rebuild the altar of the temple. You know, the Babylonians have scattered everything. So then, during the 7th month, the Jews gathered in Jerusalem. They sacrifices to God and they gave gifts as they celebrated the holiday feast of Shed. They built their houses. They built the altar of the temple, and after they built the altar, they were able to sacrifice to God and to celebrate the feast. And they were collecting money. So that the work will not stop. You know, when they want to start building the temple, so after building their houses, they said that they will build the temple too. So people were sending money to them, and they were working on the stone, and they were working on the wood that they will use. So after a few months later, so after they've cut the stones, they've cut the wood, that they will be using for the building of the temple. They use some months to do that. So after cutting it, after preparing the wood and everything, the stone, they started building the temple again, and they were supervised. Everyone that were working are being supervised by the Levites. Levites are the priests, and their leader Zerubbabel and Joshua. They were the one coordinating all the events. So even when they started rebuilding the temple, there are some other king that also support them. The king of Tyre and Sidon also by king of them. So the king of Tyre and Sidon, gifts were given to the people of Tyre and Sidon to purchase large pieces of timber. So they purchased large pieces of timber because they gave them money. The people of Tyre and Sidon are in custody of big timbers, and they used those timbers, they put them on the water, and they were, in those days they don't use to carry wood within the town. No, they are using cow here. Before they put the wood on the cow, they have put the wood on the water, and they transfer the wood, floated it to the coast of Joppa and the old overland, and they carry the thing, and after floating the thing to the coast of Joppa, and they used the cow to carry it to Jerusalem. So after several days, they finished the first part of the project, and after they've gathered all the resources. So the first part of the project is that they need to lay the foundation of the temple. Yes, the altar that they first.
That's the temple.
Yes, altar in the temple. No, they've not done the other area of the temple, but the first thing they did was to build the altar, because that's where they will be sacrificing to God. So they were now, the first step they need to do is that they need to start laying the foundation. And when they want to do the foundation laying, all the people of Israel, they gather. The Jews, they gather together, and they were praising, worshiping God. The priests and Levites, they are the one leading the worship. They are the ones singing. They are singing the same song the ancestor has sung when the original temple had been built in days of Solomon. So the song that they were singing that time, all of them, they were singing and remembering the parts of their faith. So people were singing. They are singing, God is good. He will always love Israel. Many of those who are happy, they always love Israel. So many of them, they were happy, and they were shouting, jumping up and down, and people can be hearing their song from very far. Like 42,000 people, they are very happy. Yes, at last we are back into our country. Praise the Lord. And some of them, the older people that were there before, that how many years have they spent in the exile? They spent 70 years. Like this man now, this man was like maybe 10 years when they carried them to Babylon. He knew how the temple was before, the old temple. He knew how beautiful the temple was. When he saw that, how are we going to build another temple like this? This another temple cannot be the same like the new temple. So the man cried. So they were just looking like, this new temple that they want to build, it is not the same as the old temple. The old people were just crying. And the children, the young ones that don't know how the old temple was, they were just happy, dancing, and everywhere there was noise. They don't know the difference between the voice of those that are crying and the voice of those that were. So some are crying and some are happy. So that is how children of Israel returned back to Jerusalem, and how they started building the temple. Thank you for staying with us about the story. We will continue the part 2 tomorrow. Good night. Bye bye.